stop the threat that's trying to harm my family.
Yeah, but
you cannot do that.
You can't. But I mean, ideally, that's if you are a sensible human being with, some.
Augustus Dorico. He was on the Sean Ryan podcast. He's CEO of Rainmaker. Have you heard of this guy? He was recently.
Here we go.
It was recently stated that 2 days prior to the events,
If your ear got shot by a sniper bullet, the ear would be jacked up.
Potentially. Stop the threat that's trying to harm my family.
Yeah, but
you cannot do that.
You can't. But I mean, ideally, that's if you are a sensible human being with, some.
Augustus Dorico. He was on the Sean Ryan podcast. He's CEO of Rainmaker. Have you heard of this guy? He was recently.
Here we go.
It was recently stated that 2 days prior to the events. If you're the Truth Disorder podcast. My name is Ernest.
Hey, my name's David. Welcome to the Truth Disorder podcast.
Your one and only, best fitting, right in the crack, G-string. I have a special surprise for everybody watching today. For you guys, we got a special call-in guest today.
Oh, snap.
Oh,
yeah,
5% off Ben Gay. This guy,
dude,
he's paying for it.
Off topic.
Every time I move the mic, it's like
it wakes you up. It gives you energy.
It keeps you
No,
popping.
literally. Do you guys want to know who it is?
No.
It is.
It's Kevin Hart, isn't it?
It's RFK Jr.
I don't know who that is.
You're gonna find out. But I have some very
RFK.
poignant questions for RFK Jr.
Do you know who RFK Jr. is?
It's basically half of San Antonio right now, but I'm going to call him, and we're going to ask him some questions, and let's go ahead and put him on speaker.
Oh, is that we're doing it right now?
Yeah, we're doing it right now.
Wait, you're calling RFK Jr.?
Calling RFK Jr.
I still no idea who. Do you know who that is? Is it James Paul?
Hey, what's up, man?
RFK Jr., how you doing, man? I got you on the podcast, got you on Truth Disorder. How are you, man? You sound just like you always do, RFK Jr.
I would be shocked if they could even hear me, dude.
Well, for anybody that has a headset can hear you, I got you right up next to the mic.
Hello, everyone with a headset.
So while you're over there trying to talk like you always do, I have a couple of questions I want to ask you.
Okay.
So my first question is, so when you're at a Kennedy family barbecue, does someone always bring up the Illuminati, or do y'all wait until dessert?
No, we usually bring it up ourselves, but in like a joking way. Everyone knows what happened.
That makes sense. It makes sense. My next question.
That's actually riveting.
If you had to fight one other presidential candidate in a steel cage match, who would it be, and why is it Mitt Romney?
Well, I think that Mitt's magic underwear would be his weak point, and if I take them off, it would be easier to fight him because he'd be disoriented without his connection to whatever they pray to.
Wow.
That was a profound answer. I only got two more for you.
I have a question.
Okay.
Oh wait, so David has a question for you.
Hi,
RFK
big
Jr.
fan. Well, I'm not sure, but big fan.
Thanks.
How do you feel about Jamie Oliver and his attempt to make the public school system's lunches healthier?
Well, Jamie Oliver is a gigantic pussy. Not only that, but his healthier lunches, they eschew meat, and young men need meat in order to get strong.
And milk. Don't forget the milk.
It depends on the milk, actually.
Hey, wait, I got a
What about
question.
soy milk?
Oh, we got another question from Ernest.
This is Ernest.
Okay.
Huge fan of you. I appreciate everything you're doing with all the food dyes and everything over there. But
Thank you.
I heard something that was riveting, and that was that you are best friends with Governor Gavin Newsom. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, Gavin and I go back a long way, and really we aren't that different. He's just incompetent is the problem, and he hates guns no matter how much he pretends he doesn't. I at least am good at pretending.
Yes. Yeah, Gavin. Gavin's kind of. Yeah, I have a lot of friends that I think are incompetent, but hey, we're charged to love all. So, you all right over there? You need some water?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I have a weird science question for you. Would you rather take a Pfizer booster live on CNN or get abducted by aliens with Fauci narrating?
The aliens for sure. I would at least not have a 50% chance of dying. It would be an unknown chance. I'll take an LD question mark over an LD 50 every day of the week.
That's wow. Do you even use science for that answer? So okay, I feel like in a multiverse you would do this, but I need you to verify. Do you think there's
Watch
a
your
version?
mom.
If only. But no, in a multiverse, do you think there's a version of you that runs Burning Man?
No, Burning Man is unhealthy. Think about the carcinogens entering into your lungs.
Okay.
That was straightforward.
That was very
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I love that too.
Nothing long-winded.
Plus, hippies are gross.
Yeah, most hippies stink, and I can love a lot of people, just not
That's
stinky
Well,
ones.
there's certain hippies where you don't mind the stink, but most of them no.
Yeah, it's not like they're
Why
coming.
is he turning Jewish?
They're coming from. There's RFK.
Well, I've got news for you, buddy. You haven't been to the Wailing Wall.
All right, let's be serious, guys. We have a tried and true American great, a legend, one of the finest politicians of our time, arguably. So let me just seal this with a kiss and one last question. Real talk. What's the most gangster thing a Kennedy ever did off the record?
Off the record, well, here's the problem. Everyone knows that JFK fucked Marilyn Monroe. Off the record. Gosh, I feel like people pretty much know everything at this point.
It's true.
Probably what happened with Ted and his wife, you know.
Like, can you? We're not part of the family, so you're gonna have to expound on that.
Oh, I mean the whole she fell. They crashed into a river and he made it and she didn't. Oh, weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you're suddenly turning into Jerry Seinfeld.
It's hard not to. Jerry's a good guy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope you can nurse that cough over there. I appreciate you calling in and becoming a part of the next best thing in podcasts. And you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah, you have a good one. Thank you.
It definitely sounded Jewish.
Yeah,
He did sound Jewish, so it's in there.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
a second, I was.
Yeah, originally I was like, man, this is.
I can't believe that Gavin
Can't believe
Newsom
we're talking to
said that
RFK Jr.
Jr.
Is that what the J stands for?
Junior. Can't believe his dad was best friends, or RFK Jr. was best friends with Gavin Newsom. It's mind blowing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was a Democrat for the longest time, right?
Well, yeah, they were both.
Yeah, I mean, it's. Man, I can't imagine that, like, being a politician and just, you have so many people in your network that are just, like, legitimately frenemies. The prime definition of frenemies, like, you guys talk shit about each other constantly, except you're doing it on the news.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just, like, some Facebook DMs or anything like that.
Something interesting I heard was I watched Gavin Newsom on the Sean Ryan podcast.
Yeah, I saw it.
Pretty in-depth interview. It was
past
like
week.
4 hours. It was 4 hours, bro. Like,
No, it just clicked to me because I remember seeing the tweet that Gavin Newsom said about JD Vance at Disneyland.
oh,
Did you see the tweet?
No, I didn't see that one.
It was like, hope you're having a great time while all these people are in need. No, it was something about how while you're deporting half the people and you're separating kids, and you're now at this magical place. And JD responded with, had a great time. It was just like, what the fuck?
wait, so that was Newsom that said that?
Yeah, Gavin Newsom was tweeting at JD Vance, and then JD Vance just replied with, yeah, had a great time.
Newsom gruesome. But anyway, in his interview, it was very. He got a Sig Sauer from Sean Ryan,
Yep.
and he's literally holding it with like 2 fingers, and he's like, "You just wanted to put this in my hands for photo ops, didn't you?" He's like, "I'm not anti-gun. I'm just common sense, gun safety."
The guys,
I think that is, yeah. I think that we're clicking onto something that I've just been passionate about for so long. I'm right there.
But it was hilarious because where I was going with that is during the interview, he said me and RFK are actually best friends. He went to RFK's mom's funeral, things like that, or a funeral of the families. I forget who's exactly he mentioned. But until he was nominated by the Trump administration, they were best friends. And when they became best friends, he said RFK just flipped on him.
Well, yeah, it's politics.
And started politicking.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting a feeling like they almost had me. Almost had me. I was like, oh, shoot, Gavin Newsom might be one of the boys.
Yeah.
Right? And then they started talking about, well, what are your thoughts on an 8-year-old getting, transitioned? And then he starts doing this like, oh, yeah, he's that, just like all over the place. Like, just answer the question.
Yeah.
Like, imagine a world where we're actually, mincing our words so we don't offend society's worst people for their votes.
You know what I found interesting, though, too, is that man swears as much as a sailor.
I don't give a shit about that.
Well, I'm just saying the governor,
Yeah, I don't care.
talk about fuck this, fuck that.
Yeah,
Well, the president just said that, so that was fucking crazy.
They're all a bunch of damn idiots. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's not,
That was a terrible impression, but that's
we know you to have terrible impressions, and that's okay. We still love you.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Terrible impression time by Ernest. You're sure that
Terrible impression moment.
I just saw a video of two women that were at Barnes & Noble looking at stuff, and they had an issue with one of the books that they saw. It was like the ABCs of... It was like ABCs of gay.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, it's been around. There's been...
And it was like... They were like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Why are we teaching this to kids?
For years... That's actually what, like, the whole book ban thing, like, Democrats have been like, you guys are trying to ban books, and that's against the democracy. But the books that folks are trying to ban are stuff like genderqueer.
Right.
Genderqueer is an actual book that talks about an adult having sex with a kid and details, like, everything.
Has pictographs.
It has pictures, has detailed wording, and there's actually moments in student council or city councils where parents are like, reading from the book, and then city council is like, we're going to have to stop you there. This is too obscene for a city council situation, but it's okay in a library.
Right.
For a kid's library. So, yeah, dude, like, this is...
I mean, I don't have an issue. I mean, it might be to each their own. You can do whatever the fuck you want. If you're an adult, you can do whatever you want. Like, a lot of the things that they were going through in the ABC book, because they started flipping through it, you're like, it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. But when you start kind of indoctrinating children, it's like, dude, that's so crazy.
Dude,
just
kids
let
have
them
been the
go
target
through the fucking
since
ABCs. Like, why do we have to make it something?
Kids have been the target since the inception of Disney.
It's all about grooming. They're literally grooming these kids into that belief.
Yeah.
I saw a video of a parent that went to a school board meeting and literally walked up with her laptop and her notes, sat in the little podium thing that the directors of the school board sit at. And everybody's looking at her like, what are you doing? And she's like, I identify as a board director of... And she's like, if we're going to teach these kids of all of the possibilities of what they can and can't be and tell them that they can be whatever they want to be, then I identified as a board director.
Can't mute me now.
Can't mute me now. Yeah.
No, but to touch on what you were talking about with the firearm, about like the common sense stuff, that's a topic that I've been on for like years. Mm-hmm. I was never in the whole Trump MAGA thing, and never really not really like MAGA. I can understand why people have an issue with it, because the radical people are always radical. It doesn't matter which side, right?
Yeah.
So, but there is it's funny because there was a streamer, and at the time, this is when political streams started coming out, and a lot of people are now pretty famous because of their political streams. And I was talking to a friend of mine who was also doing the Twitch Sings thing, and she's in Australia, but she was a political streamer reporting news from America. And I'm like, but you're in Australia. Mm-hmm. So it was the weirdest, but she was very, very liberal in the sense of her policies, and she knew that I lived in Texas, so she got me on there one time and was talking about how would I feel about firearms and stuff, and I got so much shit just because of what I believed in, and like really torn up about it.
What year was this?
This was when Trump was running the original.
2016.
Yeah, 2016.
Well,
Yeah.
2015 because he right.
Right.
Somewhere in
So
there.
shortly before that, it's interesting how that actually turned around because shortly before that, Australia, like it was within the decade, Australia actually turned over their guns.
The gun ban. Yeah, right,
And
right,
so
yeah.
they mocked San Antonio, they mocked the United States, and they said like, "Hey, see, nothing's going on
Right.
over here."
Right.
And then COVID happened, and I started seeing all of these videos in Australia specifically. Well, it was all over, but like specifically in Australia, it seemed like mercenary armies and military-grade equipment rolling the streets, breaking into homes, arresting people for Facebook posts. I saw pregnant women going to jail because they announced that they didn't agree with how things were being handled with COVID.
This was in Australia.
This was in
Right.
Australia.
They also had the COVID camps in Australia.
COVID
if you
camps.
remember.
Exactly. Yeah, and so all of that stuff. And so when you look back at it, it's like that was the exact reason why we have guns. That is the exact reason. Like if all of these armies penetrate America and get past our government somehow, some way, now they still have to deal with tens of millions of people with ARs.
Right.
That's the point of it.
But what I want to know is there's a lot of people out there that are probably going to arguably disagree with most of us here at this table. But what I want to know is like when we talk about gun safety and common sense gun laws, like you're forgetting that the
hate that
gun's
word.
not the gun. Well, the gun's not
Trigger word for sure.
The gun's not technically the problem.
That's the people.
It's the people.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, a lot of these things that you're like, oh, common sense gun laws, like let's ban people with mental disorders from being able to get firearms, right? And that's a touchy subject for most people. I know Newsom had a pretty good response, which I was kind of caught off guard. It's like, yeah, absolutely, we need to focus on people with mental health issues. But then how do you vet like those veterans that have always carried arms? Like, are you going to go take it from somebody who has PTSD, like, but has a controllable version of PTSD?
Yeah.
You know, like, this maybe little things set them off, but the gun's not necessarily a problem in that person.
Or bipolar or schizophrenia.
And I know Sean Ryan asked him that question, and he didn't really have a very intellectual answer to it. But it's like, what do you do in those situations? Like, we can't just. We have 362 million people in America. Like, how would you go through every single one situation to decide whether or not they could obtain a gun?
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, obviously, all of them are not requesting the ability to buy a gun, but I mean,
About 75% of them
Yeah.
probably are, but
Yeah.
you know.
And so my main two factors when I was on that call with her, mind you, there was several thousand people jumping down my throat, and majority of them were Australians.
Yeah.
So
They found out though.
well, so the first thing that they were talking
They
about,
fuck around and
because
found out.
the first thing they were talking about was interesting because she was a massive fan of Bernie Sanders. And I was talking about how the red flag laws that they were trying to impose would, yes, they would help with some sort of mental health awareness, trying to get it out there before people got hurt. But then down to the brass tacks of it, it was like, hey, if my ex-boyfriend, I'm mad at him, and I want to say he always has issues going to sleep, and he yells in his sleep, and I'm scared because I'm scared he's going to do something, and without any sort of due process, they can kick down my door and take my gun from me. Nothing, no warrant or anything. They can just take it from me. That's an issue.
Yeah.
That's a massive issue.
Yeah.
Just because somebody says something, it's deemed automatically true. And I'm like, well, I don't agree with that.
it's not
That
right.
kind of sucks.
Well, yeah,
you
but
know?
here in America, that's a violation of your constitutional right.
But it wouldn't be if this red flag law were
Would
to
have passed.
pass. Right. So it was just like, that's a slippery slope, because now who gets to determine the issue that you have?
The validity of the
Right.
issue. Yeah.
So is my mental health with my ADHD, is that now a issue for me to not have a firearm?
right.
Who's to say? A
So you-
judge?
So you can't physically protect yourself because you have ADHD. Like, it would absolutely make no sense.
Correct.
But there are forms of ADHD that you would probably want to keep a firearm out of a person's hands.
Sure. It's that it's a hard question to answer, and it always happens whenever there's a major, like, mass shooting or something that happens, that now it's either going to be the thoughts and prayers, or now's not the right time to talk about it. And it's like, okay, when are we going to talk about it? We should consistently be talking about it. This should be a major issue on the desk at all times. We need to talk about how we can better suit everybody, right? If that means more guns on the street for law-abiding citizens, then that's what that means.
Train
For
teachers.
me,
Train teachers up.
yeah, because I'm not scared, and I know that my wife is scared when she's out by herself. She can't run on the Greenway by herself. She doesn't feel safe. I never feel that, so I know that that's a privilege to me. I never feel like that.
Yeah.
So
It's training. It's gun awareness, gun safety, trigger safety.
I mean, we do live in Texas. Freaking brokerages have gun safety trainings.
Yeah.
yeah, Buck and Doe's has a realtor safety code.
God
of
bless
course.
Texas.
So, but and then it comes around to the the common sense shit that I'm like, and a reason why I got kind of jumped down over here, because it was like they were talking about how I was like a one issue voter, because I swing a little bit more independent. I like the weed. I like the fact that I want to have a gun, right? So it's like I'm more in the
Did
middle.
you just call it the weed?
The weed. No, I say the
wants to get
weeds.
high.
The weeds.
Instead of just weed.
But
The weed is how you refer to it as an adult.
The weed. The marijuana.
Yeah,
So-
I read all about it on the YouTube.
That sticky, icky.
the biggest factor for me was, and I don't really like politicizing everything, but the biggest factor for me was, there is a firearm in my house that I can't take to another state, and I think that's silly.
Yeah.
Just because of the magazine that it has in it, and that gun is the same size, or firearm is the same size as the other firearm. They're the same. I have one that I can take into California, and I have one that I can't.
Yeah. Hey, and
Why?
guys,
It's like, hold on, I gotta leave my gun here.
Why?
Do you think that people that break the law are going to obey the law when they outlaw the guns?
Well, if you
No.
look at historically, like the mass shooting events that have happened, right? Like the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. It was a stolen gun, right? The kid took it from
That
his...
was a whole weird situation, anyways, because he said, like, I feel like if your ear got shot by a sniper bullet, the ear would be jacked up.
Potentially.
Just
If it's a
depends on
small
where
enough
it hit.
bullet, because there's not that much. So if it's a through and through, it's not like there's going to be an explosive. Like if it's going through your body,
Right,
then
if
your
it
exit
just-
wound's going to be massive.
Right.
Right.
Well, doesn't your ear not have as like isn't it just cartilage?
That's
Just
what I'm
like,
saying,
There's
yeah.
like hardly any
So
blood
if it's
in
like
there,
going
so
through
it's-
like cardboard, then
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm on the conspiracy
It's
side.
like when
you
Mike
could- I
Tyson
agree.
bit
It
Evander
is a little
Holyfield's
weird.
ear off. You know?
did you hear the actual recording from the microphone? So I heard it because it was just a year ago, a few days ago, right, when it happened, the 16th.
Yeah,
right?
the 16th.
Yeah, it was,
yesterday.
It was a year ago. No,
Oh,
today's
wow.
the
To
16th.
this day.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
What are the,
Today
what are
is the
chances?
anniversary.
Wow.
I think I remember because it's Brooke's birthday, right after. Anyways,
That's not what that sounds like.
no, I
either.
heard.
I'll cut this.
You could hear
I'm
the
gonna get
actual
it one day.
recording.
Don't you
And
worry.
it's like, no, where's my shoes? Where's my shoes? You can hear Donald Trump saying, "Where's my shoes? Let me get up. Wait. Let me get up. I got to do something first." And it's like, that's when he did the like, and then people are like, USA, and then all you remember back to is like, well, there's also 3 or 4 people that are dying in those
Yeah, in the
stands.
stands.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he just fire like 6 of his intel too, like from his security
His-
staff?
well, the women.
The women.
Yeah.
I think he.
No offense, ladies, but
Yeah.
it happened.
But they got.
I mean, there's video evidence of them just like checked out.
I just remember like watching replay after replay after replay after that event happened, and so many like who want to call themselves video analysts are like, look, his security brief is actually facing his firearm at Donald Trump. Like literally, he's just aiming it at the windshield of the vehicle.
Right.
And there's so many like theories that are floating around out there.
The hard part is, and this is kind of ties in with what I was going to say about that second issue, is under extreme duress, how can you assure yourself that you're gonna be able to protect yourself, right? So the point that I'm trying
Like
to
the
make.
common sense law, what you're talking about, like the
Right.
30-round mag.
No, I'm not even going to say it's 30 round. 30 round, I have a point to as well.
Yeah, go
but
ahead.
I'm talking about, so for like a Glock 48, it's got 7 rounds in it. I can take that into California. How do I know if I am going to be able to put down the target that is threatening to me and my family in those 7 rounds? I've never been shot at
can't.
before. I have no idea what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you're not a trained assassin.
Yeah.
So.
No, I have no idea what I'm going to be able to do. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to pull the trigger, let alone
and if
hit the person.
If you're getting carjacked, it's not usually just one person.
Right.
Yeah, it's usually a fleet of few.
It's a couple, right?
Well, and that's what people argue too, right? Like with the common sense laws, is they're like, well, we're not, people carrying guns aren't trained
sure
combat people, which I mean, I kind of agree with, but at the same time, like, it's a fight for survival at that in that moment, right? Like if I'm getting shot at or hijacked or somebody's trying to take my kid, like I'm gonna go down fighting.
Yeah. And then my other thought process is, okay, then in my bedside table, I have a Glock 17. That has 17 rounds in it. I don't know that I'm going to be able to hit the target of somebody who's walking inside of my house. Yeah. But I do know that that 17 rounds is going to get me to my office where my AR-15 is, where it's loaded, and I can put 30 rounds down the thing. Do I know that I've got neighbors in front of me? Absolutely, I know that. You know what I mean? So it's like, who are you to dictate how much it takes me to be able to stop the threat that's trying to harm my family?
Yeah, but you
cannot do that.
You can't. But I mean, ideally, that's if you are a sensible human being with some gun education, right? And that's something that we don't put money into.
Right.
We do it for our military, and it's hard enough for a lot of military folk to even know what to do around a gun, anyways, depending on the branch. So,
but
file pushers.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is that was my issue, and then the biggest thing that came up about it was, well, why are you in the situation or the area that has led to that? And I completely agree. If it means that I'm in a higher crime area of my city, then yeah, maybe relocating to be a little safer is a good thing.
But what if you travel for work?
Sure. But it's not my fault. At the end of the day, whose fault is it? It's a criminal's fault. Yeah. And can I stop the criminal? If somebody takes my gun away, I can't do that. Are they going to follow the law? No. Do they have switches on their Glocks? Probably. Yeah. Can they throw 100 rounds down range in less than 20 seconds? Probably. Yes. Can I? No. So
you're already outgunned.
I'm already outgunned. Yeah. The element of surprise already off. What am I supposed to do?
You're fighting for survival at that point.
Absolutely. So it's like, you can tell I'm a little heated on
I support everything you're saying.
It's like crazy, man.
Here's the other really big issue that nobody really seems to talk about, though, is like the variable or variance in state to state laws, right? Like you're mentioning, like in California, your gun would be legal because it's 7-round capacity. Other guns might not be legal because they're 12 to 15-round capacities, right? If not even more. Like if you add an extended clip to that thing, you could have up to 20 rounds in a 9mm.
Yeah.
But I think there's just too many variances for people to actually feel, even like gun owners, to feel secure. I know most concealed gun owners don't carry state to state. Like they carry in their state.
Yeah, they know not to.
They
just don't.
Because they don't, like in Texas, somebody has their hand on your vehicle, that's your property. Like as long as they're not turning around and running away, like you can't, like, of course, go and shoot somebody in the back.
Yeah.
But your property is your property here in the state of Texas.
I think it's stand your ground is what it is.
I think that's the rule. Yeah,
Florida. And
it varies from state to state. So I agree. I don't take it everywhere. It sucks because then those are the places that I'm the most vulnerable. Yeah. Those are the places I am patrolling and looking behind me and making sure that wife's in front of me and I can see everything because you never know what's going to happen.
And that's what's crazy about it too. People are like asking me, why don't you go on vacation? Well, now I have kids.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, going on vacation with kids is more work.
Oh, for sure. My stress level is through the roof on vacation.
Just hyper vigilant.
So while we're on this conversation, not to cut you off, but while we're on this conversation, are you a guy that's like, are you pro sitting towards the door or are you back to the door? Like
I face the door.
Are you a tactical sitter or are you just sit wherever's open?
Yeah, I usually, whenever I go anywhere, I sit down, I face the door, and I make eye contact briefly with everyone there. I make myself a hard target.
Yeah.
And what you need to do to become a hard target is to let people know that you're aware of their presence. And then you carry on about your life.
Yeah.
I think I probably do the same. I'm a sit towards the door, except at Whataburger. Whataburger's kind of hard because you got 2 doors, right? You always have the one by the.
Sorry, you just sit by the fountain machines.
This is fat boy problem. You got to sit by the soda machines in Whataburger to be able to see both doors, and then you're there sitting like this.
I
head
mean,
on a swivel.
there's exceptions, right? But it's
if there's a mirror and you can see the door,
Yeah.
that's kind of theoretically what I would do.
it's not so systematic, but it's just like instinctual. I'm very receptive to energies in people, right? So if I walk into a place, I remember I went to some charity event for some organization here in San Antonio, and it was like I could just feel the demons swirling around in the room.
Really?
Yeah. I just look around and I could just feel the sleaziness. I could feel the type of people I was around.
Like if you were to whip out your gun, they'd probably hit you upside the head with their shoes or something.
I mean, I'm not taking my gun to events, but yeah, I know it's just in certain places I can feel the energies,
Yeah.
and I just know to be more vigilant.
Well, and I asked the question too because a lot of people shame some men. Well, I'm not going to say what party they're affiliated with, but they shame men for being tactical in those situations.
Yeah, let them shame, dude.
Like
They're
I could tell you for a fact, like I sit with my head to both doors. I sit in the furthest corner of the restaurant so that I can see both doors. I also don't let my child sit on the outside of the booth. I want him on the inside of the booth just in case somebody comes in, guns ablazing, shooting. We can tuck him at least under the table.
Yeah.
To give, my wife and him coverage.
Yeah.
While
Those same people that were that have judgment about that mentality are the same people that got real quiet when they were talking about the World War III draft happening.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, okay. I'm not going to take advice from fucking sheep.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting that people have that thought process. I agree with that. I sit to the back, or my back is against the wall typically, unless there is some other authority-looking figures in
Yeah,
the room.
exactly.
It's a lot
Exactly.
easier for me
Yeah.
to feel a little bit more comfortable.
My church, dude, we got like 7 or 8 dudes that are holding, right? We
Well,
got,
I mean,
we
and
got
we live
one
in
watching
Texas.
the door. Yeah, like we,
But
and I don't feel like I've never felt safer.
Yeah.
have you
just
ever
know.
Have you ever been in that situation? So it's funny because I have a story. I forgot where I was eating, but we had gun owners have like this silent language that we speak with each other. Like who's carrying guns in that room for the most part.
Hopefully not.
But
Right.
well, I mean, you could usually tell by the way somebody's sitting, carrying
Oh, yeah.
themselves. Like sometimes even the way they're dressed.
Yeah.
They might have boots. They might have their shirt tucked in, and it's kind of partially untucked in one corner of the shirt. Not because they sat down and their shirt came untucked, because that it's not going to just happen like that when they got that starched up shirt like that. But I was at a restaurant and I made eye contact with a guy, and we both kind of just had this smirk. And it was like, if anything goes down, I got your
we're ready.
like I got your
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Like, have you
guys-
ever had any
you
of
guys
those
fuck?
moments where you literally no,
Okay, sorry.
like no, not like that. Sorry. we gave elbows,
Just jerk
bro.
each other. Oh, okay.
Just-
Gotcha.
Back in my 20s, I was at this orgy, right? Yeah, real weird.
All right, now we went from.
I see you.
I'm joking. I'm
So
sorry.
weird.
But you know what I'm
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm talking
I've got-
about.
It's
It's
funny.
just like
brain rot.
I've seen all kinds of fights and conflicts and stuff like that. I think I've got an eye for a pattern at this point. I think there's 3 types of guys in a fight. And when a fight's a brewing, when there's knucking and bucking, well, before the knucking, when there's bucking going on, there's the guy that smiles, there's the guy that doesn't smile, and then there's the loud guy. And the loud guy usually can't fight, and he's peacocking
Yeah.
in order to stop the fight. Taking shirt off, taking the jewelry, prepping for it, yada yada. The guy that smiles usually has a gun, and then
Or like a knife that somebody
as a
that's
weapon.
yeah.
They're just like, try me. You're like, I can't wait for this. I've been waiting all.
Yeah.
They're happy
Try
that this
me, bro.
is finally
Let's
happening.
go.
It's
Yeah.
their moment, right?
Yeah.
And then the quiet guy usually has, he's probably a
one
trained
rated.
boxer. He can probably
gonna ruin your day.
Yeah, he's gonna break your jaw.
Did you ever see that video of that guy? I forget where they were. They were at some sporting event, but one dude's clapping at the other one, and the other one just like smiling.
Yeah,
And then
that
it
guy's
turned
actually a
out
boxer.
the
Yeah,
guy was a
Yeah.
boxer,
Yeah.
professional boxer.
Yeah, so you just sizing him up. You just all right, dude. Like You want this? Let's do it.
But that one dude was just barking, dude. Just
It's so common, dude. Human psychology is such an interesting thing when you apply it to just, the masses. It's just so crazy to see.
It's wild.
Yeah.
But anything else on common sense? I mean, I brought that up because I know, like, it's fresh, right? Gavin Newsom just had that interview. I thought it was the funniest thing that he thought that Sean Ryan was trying to get him caught with TSA. But I don't know. After watching almost the complete interview, I got like maybe another hour to go through it.
It's
an hour and a half.
It's a pivotal time for him to try to seem like he leans more independent than.
But he doesn't.
Radically left. Right. He's 1,000%.
He's super far left.
Yeah, like World Economic Forum globalist cuck.
Because I know when they were talking about like gun measurements and stuff like that, he was like, well, if you look at the data in California, it says that we actually have a smaller murder rate per capita than Chicago.
Dude, data these nuts, bro. This guy's such a liar, bro. Like there's so much crap that just.
Well, we all know that.
So slanted.
Did I tell you that I work in software? Did I tell you I worked for big tech and how how data could be misconstrued, how you could manipulate the data to tell the
so easily
story
well,
how
that's
you
the
want
same
it?
thing about like
COVID.
The FBI. The FBI's definition of a mass shooting is 3, right? But it's 4. Is it 4? And then the media's definition is 3. So just that one number, you have a massively inflated mass shooting count.
Speaking of terrorism, the New York governor,
God, dude,
straight up, this dude is legitimately like funded by like
he's a cook.
Islamic super PACs, and that's how he made it into his office. And now all of a sudden, there are these like Islamic, demonstrations all over the city, and it's just getting real weird on that side of the country. Like, I'm not saying like
New York's always been kind of
like I'm not talking about just Islam is Islam. It's fine. Like, I know peaceful Muslims.
Yeah,
and
I got a lot of good friends that are.
Yeah, and I feel like okay, cool, but there's another side to that.
Just like everything, right?
Right. But that side is getting very vocal. They're getting real active.
Well, and now I think New York has the highest crime rate per square mile, which is crazy. It was already bad.
Yeah.
Now it's even worse.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that was like one of the arguments that Gavin Newsom had with with guns. Because Sean kept trying to compare it to like Chicago, and he's like, "Well, look at Chicago. Chicago has one of the strictest gun laws, but it has the highest crime rate committed with a gun or firearm in the nation." So, and Gavin tried playing something. Well, look at the entire state of Illinois. Blah blah blah. So.
If you take away somebody's ability to hurt you quickly, they're still going to find a way to hurt you quickly. It's just going to be a different tool.
Yeah.
You take away their guns, they'll use a fucking bow.
Yeah.
A bow and arrow, a knife,
a
car.
My ancestors are from the Amazon, so I'm a big blow dart guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
big on the blow dart.
And what we see
a
in
low-end magazine blow dart.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
what's
one
crazy
shot.
is like, as
Easy to clean.
We're talking about guns, right? And I think in UK, crime committed with vehicles is like one of the highest. Is higher than crimes committed with like knives
And blow darts.
For
sure.
I think whenever they're arguing statistics, especially back when this conversation was happening with me, it was the comparison of violent crimes. That was what you have to look at. Is yes, a violent crime is something that was committed violently, right? Whether it would be a gun or a knife or a blow dart, right? So it's like.
You can't even say
Dude,
it.
all this is going to be suppressed anyway because TikTok doesn't like
Not
guns.
on Rumble, we're good.
We're on Rumble, bro.
Yeah.
TikTok doesn't like guns.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah.
But it's like
How do you like
it's
them
true
apples?
though, because you could have a million violent crimes. Yes, in America, 80% of them could be with guns, and then you compare that to Europe, and then 80% of them with a fire. They just found a different way.
Yeah.
Also, when you're talking about suppression
And knives in Europe is a thing, so yeah.
Yeah. When you're talking about suppression in, what was it, Australia? Did you ever read an article about the dude that got arrested because he taught his dog how to
Nazi
like
salute?
Nazi salute?
No way.
That's old. That's a. Oh man, what's his name? He got famous off of it.
Yeah.
Dude, he taught his dog on the command, the howl, right? His dog would do it, and he got arrested and put in jail.
For his dog. For his dog's actions.
I'm more concerned what happened to the dog.
I
He probably put it down.
fucking bro.
Imagine.
Yeah, dog's a Nazi, bro.
I'm so glad we're on Rumble.
So they-
if you're not watching this
they
on
put the
Rumble,
dog
if
down,
you're
bro?
watching this on,
They put the dog down?
Bro, there's no way they cremated the dog.
I put
too,
it-
right?
Oh my goodness.
I didn't want to go there.
What just happened?
if you're watching the Truth Disorder podcast on YouTube, head over to Rumble right now at Truth Disorder Podcast.
cooked.
Get the fully uncensored version of Truth Disorder, where we got putting dogs.
All right, I'm gonna rise from the ashes here, and I'm gonna bring up something else.
But
That dog
So-
didn't.
But hold on.
Okay,
Before we change topics, though, the one thing that most statistical statements fail to even reference is crime stopped by firearm.
Oh, for sure. That's not
Right?
even.
We just saw it recently down in I think it was Somerset, at the
not-
church.
yeah, it's not tracked.
in South San Antonio, or South San Antonio, where the gentleman actually stopped the shooter before he could cause
Everybody-
havoc
Yep.
on a church.
What happens often?
It happens way more frequent. I guarantee you there's been criminals that have walked into an establishment and been like, fuck this. There's
But
somebody
that's
in
just
here with a
reported.
gun.
Yeah.
That's just reported, not crimes stopped because somebody can clearly see somebody. I mean, open carrying. You probably should never open carry, but by somebody who's open carrying, or the sight of a pistol on somebody's hip,
Yeah.
right? Crime stopped because
It's
of
a
that.
deterrent.
It is.
Yeah, 1,000%. It's a deterrent.
I know for a fact that I would much rather be safer and happier in an HEB that's getting shot up, that I know that I could run and not even be involved in that.
Yeah.
But I just know that on the off chance, if I'm there and I'm okay, and I back off into a corner and they turn that corner, I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just
So,
Yeah.
you know what's funny, though, is I can almost assure you that, sorry, HEB, I love you guys, but I can almost, to me, it feels like HEB has secret shoppers that are concealed carries. Because I've gone into HEB before, and I continuously see the same people just like walking the outer edge of
that's an HEB theory.
of the HEB store.
Like people that are there to protect HEB, like U.S. Marshals, but for HEB.
So, exactly, dude.
This needs to be a movie.
No, for real.
This is some Paul Blart shit.
Well,
they
and
have
I
a whole
say
division?
this. I say this because recently
HBI?
there was a
HBI.
shooting outside of an
Hairy
HEB, and it was the quickest response and resolve the issue ever.
Yeah.
And what other than if there was somebody in there actually carrying and authorized to carry, like a federal marshal or a city-appointed secret police officer, like undercover cop. I mean, there's a lot of HEBs, but we also
I'm gonna low key apply for HEB and just be like,
Yeah.
that's my theory. HEB, comment down below if you can confirm this.
I show you my life
I'm
is scary.
applying for the HBI
But next time-
position.
Next time you're in that HEB in where you live, just watch the people. Like some people you'll see literally just kind of hover around the doors.
Thanks for not blasting my city of living, by the way. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. You mean in Leon Valley?
Yeah.
It is
So-
a different vibe if you go into a Walmart.
I think by just you
And
saying
a
Leon Valley
Walmart,
people
I'm like
now.
almost always carrying.
Oh,
but
well,
like
Walmart,
HEB,
yeah.
I feel safe.
Yeah, Walmart. I don't touch Walmart anymore.
That should be a commercial. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're like you're in Walmart and you're like, and then HEB you're like,
Just
Not
coming to get my
unusual to be
brisket.
shot by anyone.
I'm just here for my $10 sushi and my pre-made tortilla soup.
Sushi, yeah.
Preach. Say it again.
Dude, They got some.
Bomb ass
Bodies.
tortillas, bro. Anything with flour in that bitch goes hard as hell.
So we brought.
Oh, it's strawberry. It's Poteet strawberry ice cream cake season at HEB, guys. Go get it. Straight up.
So
Best
my
strawberry
Our number one viewers
ice
in
cream
Maine,
cake
like, what the fuck is
ever.
HEB?
Yeah,
my
bro.
cousin-in-law moved from the Pacific Northwest, and he fell in love with HEB. And he was telling us the story. He's like, the first time I walked into HEB and I smelled that barbecue.
Dude, I'm telling you, and
That
that's
true
and
Texas
that's-
barbecue.
and that shit is mid too.
Dude.
Yeah. That's what I think ruins it for a lot of us San Antonians and even Texans
Yep.
in general, is because it's like, I don't want to get Mexican food anyway, Tex-Mex anywhere else, right? I went to Georgia and got barbecue. Why the fuck did I order brisket? I
Awful.
was so disappointed.
Yep.
And Brooke's brother-in-law or brother was like, I don't know why you did that to yourself. Like, you
Yeah,
know
just
you're
what
going
are
to be
you doing?
mad about it.
Yeah.
You should have just gotten a salad or some shit.
She was like, he's like, I know me.
It was instant
They're
regret.
like, I was craving barbecue, and I'm like, this is not
Yeah,
barbecue.
dude.
Are you sure?
Yeah, when I was stationed in Virginia and Augusta, which we were close to, dude, same thing. Like, friends would be like, hey, I got this really awesome Mexican restaurant. You want to go see it, check it out? I'm like, dude, this place is dog shit.
I would have been happier.
The
at Taco-
tortillas
Taco
ain't
Bell.
homemade. The bean is out of the can.
Yeah.
You know, that sounds like an illegal immigration joke.
Yeah.
The cheese is American cheese. The queso is white and watery, has no tomatoes in it. Like, this place is crash.
That's it. We're
Brooke-
releasing shirts that says the bean is out of the can.
The
We're
bean
gonna
is-
patent it, and you can find it at truthdisorder.com.
Yeah.
Well, now I want the shirt.
I wonder if ICE will use
You gotta go
those
buy
as
it.
their new uniform.
Well, we better do it now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Brooke,
They
Brooke
totally
made
did.
enchiladas.
Thank you.
Wait,
Thank you.
I missed that. What did you say?
I said that'll be the new uniform shirt for ICE.
The bean is out of the.
And then Latino Coke.
So Brooke made.
We're
Brooke
canceled
made,
right now.
Brooke made
Rumble's
enchiladas,
left.
and she was like, "Oh shit, I forgot the black olives." I was like, "For what?" And she was like, "You put black olives on top of enchiladas." I said,
Oh,
What the fuck is wrong with
multiverse
you? I was
are
like,
we
wait,
talking
what?
about?
She took she gave me the recipe. Like,
I'm gonna throw up.
I had it, and I was like, "Is that what the black things are?" And she was like, "Yeah, it's for black olives." And I was like, "I'm pretty sure you're supposed to just put like black beans or something. I don't know why those are black olives." She was like, "Oh, we did that all the time growing up." And I was
So, Trump assassination theories.
Oh.
So, one of them is foreign involvement, Iran, right? He may have been linked to Iran or Iranian-backed sources. Pointed to an earlier arrest of an alleged Iranian operative days before the shooting. That is per the Washington Post. However, on the same post, it says, however, the FBI and independent investigations found no credible ties to Iran or any foreign actor. Deep State or CIA MK Ultra conspiracy. If you guys don't know about MK Ultra, download Yandex, go on Rumble, look it up. If you guys are not aware of what MK Ultra is, or Project Paperclip, or Project Looking Glass, if you guys don't know, go on Rumble and look it up. We've talked about it on here before, but you can literally spend a whole episode doing it. Learning about MK Ultra will change your life. Third one is it was a staged false flag operation. Right-wing voices pointed to the finger at Democrats, Antifa, or the deep state, and left-wing voices suggested Republicans may have staged the incident. Number 4, security failures enabling patsy action. Investigators noted lapses in security, including late roof access detection and other procedural failures by the Secret Service highlighted in GAO and Senate reports. Per Wikipedia, so take that with a grain of salt like everything else, but except a bigger grain of salt. Some theories suggest Crooks was simply a lone deranged actor whose actions were made possible by incompetent security. Not going to touch that one. And lastly, personal doubts, cremation questions, or Melania Trump has publicly questioned why Crooks died so quickly and why his body was cremated so promptly, bolstering speculation that details were being covered up. So in summary, the mainstream consensus is that the attempt was carried out by a lone gunman with no foreign ties or mass casualty intent, enabled by security shortcomings. Last time I had a shortcoming, I had my oldest daughter. Conspiracy theories continue to persist due to lack of clear motive, official secrecy, and heightened political distrust.
I'm on the camp that it could very well have been a false flag that won him the presidency. Absolutely. Other than the fact that Democrats were almost handed a a new presidential candidate, like, hey, this is who you're going to vote for now.
Yeah. She's black, by the way. When it's convenient.
Canceled. Come on, Gary.
No, that's exactly what they did. They did that with Obama. That was the first time I had ever seen anything. Actually, I was in A school. I'd just gotten out of boot camp when Obama got elected, and I'll never forget. We had
2008.
Yes. So please excuse my my impression, but I'll never forget this. The petty officer, he was an E5, in charge of our class. He was a gay dude. He was a gay black dude, and Obama just announced, and we were in class, and I'll never forget. He said, "Man."
That's a terrible impression.
Sorry. He said, "I don't know nothing about his politics. I don't give a damn what he's about. All I care is that now my president is black." In military class, bro. And it wasn't like, that wasn't just like a him. That wasn't just local to him. That was before, like before I got into boot camp, and when they were campaigning and all that stuff, I was at a Walmart, I was at a CVS, I was at different places, and I'm seeing these magazines, Time Magazine, People Magazine, New York Times, yada, yada, yada. Black president, black president, black president. It's going to be black president. He's black, he's black, he's black. And it's like, okay, I get it. But I mean, I will say, he did have a silver tongue. I remember his inauguration speech when he first got elected, and I was like, dude, this guy is either going to be amazing or he is the Antichrist, because this guy can talk. Like, he was very eloquent, one of the most impressive public speakers I have ever seen in my life up to that point. But it was race, and they tried it again with Kamala. That's the point. They tried it again with Kamala. Like, hey, guys, got it, but not only is she black,
yeah,
she's a black woman.
Well, and how many people voted for her just because she was a woman too, right?
Like, that's why I'm saying,
not because of color. Like you said, it was handed to them on a silver platter. Mm-hmm. And
if I had any
they even cheated, and we know they cheated.
Yeah, people are getting arrested in Texas right now for voter fraud in that election, in Biden's election.
Still lost.
People are getting. Oh, I'm talking about the Biden election.
Oh, when he originally got,
yeah. Like voters turned up this time because they knew that voter fraud was a thing that was happening, and that's why they unleashed the borders so that people could come in and they can hand these illegal votes in, because of whatever their system was to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, like, Republicans came out this time, right? Like, I even told my wife, like, I'm very libertarian, independent. Libertarians got a little bit weird, not gonna lie to you. But with this one, to see how kids have been the target and how radical Democrats have made that so obvious, I told my wife, I was like, you need to vote.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna watch the kids. You need to go vote. Okay. Like, we ain't doing this shit. And I know that is the exact energy that most of the right had this election, because we was like, we're gonna beat voter fraud. We're gonna beat everything. That we're not leaving this up to chance. And it was an ass beating.
Yeah.
our board. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I was like, I'm not gonna endorse somebody I don't know what you guys are doing. Like,
oh, that's what that's for?
Yeah, it was $40. So every quarter.
Oh, Texas real estate PAC.
Yeah. But they were I think they were
looking out for trees.
They were endorsing a lot of the Republican candidates.
Okay.
And then I think recently they also endorsed the who was the guy that was running for San Antonio mayor? I forget his name.
Beto?
No. Fuck that guy.
Beto's a nice guy. Not O'Rourke. Altamayor.
He's a software guy. He's a tech guy.
Is he?
Yeah. So he actually developed the software for the city of San Antonio and sold it to him.
Cool.
So
decided to run.
I don't know how that would have looked on him personally, because you built the software that the city now owns, and now you work for the city. So yeah. No. But yeah, I think that's what TreePack does, is they endorse candidates that they choose. So.
Y'all see the funny Beto O'Rourke memes that come out, and it's like Beto eats tacos with a fork.
Probably does.
So good.
So I got something here that I've been wanting to talk about, because it's
nice,
on the topic right now.
Do it. Epstein, what? 5 minutes left. And
Well, not, bro. We got this, bro. So I want to talk about this guy, Augustus DeRico. He was on the Sean Ryan podcast. He's CEO of Rainmaker. Have you heard of this guy? He was recently.
Here we go.
It was recently stated that 2 days prior to the events in Kerrville, he was cloud seeding in.
I saw that.
He was cloud seeding 100 miles southeast of San Antonio, southeast of Kerrville, which would have put him somewhere in like Seguin area.
He's the CEO. He's the CEO, right? Yeah, okay, I saw that.
25-year-old CEO. He does cloud seeding.
Yeah.
With it's silver iodide, I believe is what it is. He takes it up on drones and he drops silver iodide in clouds. It's holding precipitation, turns it into a frozen block that then, as it falls into our atmosphere, freezes, turns into water or liquidated form. But he was cloud seeding 2 days prior to those events in Seguin. I caught something very interesting when he's being interviewed by Sean Ryan the second time, because he was on the Sean Ryan podcast a month ago.
Yeah.
And he had to have him come back because he's been going around parading like, I didn't do anything. I didn't cause any trouble. It wasn't anything that I did. But something interesting that I caught on the actual podcast, and you can go watch this in Sean Ryan's clips, he said he was 100 miles southeast of Kerrville 2 days prior to the events, but that the wind was blowing northwest, which would have meant that the clouds he was seeding would have put them right over Kerrville. 2 days prior.
What about all these other floods in the United States around
Did you see the one
world?
in Florida where it looks like a literal explosion?
Yeah, I
It's
saw
like
that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Was that in our Facebook
Yeah,
thread together?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was like, holy shit, what is that?
yeah.
Because it actually, it's like green, like normal rain, and then boom,
yeah.
it's all black, and
And it actually syncs up with like towers that are around there. Like they apparently the towers are receive only, maybe.
Well, Chicago's flooded too, I think. Chicago got like
dude, it's
5
been
inches.
like
New York
Chicago,
did you
North
see
Carolina, New York. Like it's happening everywhere across the world. So I mean, that's something.
He's not the only cloud seeding company there is. You know, there's other cloud
So we need
seeding.
to ask, like, where does he get his orders from?
So he said he got his orders from the state of Texas Agriculture and Land Department.
Okay.
I guess he was working for a private entity out in Seguin. He didn't.
It makes sense why Seguin. This is a lot of farmland
because
out
there was a lot of farmland.
Yeah.
They're trying to replenish their aquifer so that they can continue to water, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But the problem that a
Sounds
lot
great
of
on
people
paper.
are having, and the theory that's going around is like that we don't actually have enough data or evidence from data studies to prove that silver iodide in clouds and cloud seeding doesn't actually replicate, right? Like that cloud that has
replicates itself.
replicates itself. Like it doesn't reproduce itself within the cloud storm and stay for mass periods of times. His thing says it dissipates after like 4 hours because it only increases the likeliness of rain by like 20% off of 70 grams of silver iodide dropped into a cloud. And to top it off, it's not even like a guarantee it's going to make it rain.
Right.
So that's why there's a lot of speculation going around the internet right now. I know Representative Marjorie Greene, she's pushing for cloud seeding implementations and like
Regulations
rules
and stuff.
regulations.
Yeah. Compliance.
I know because she's falsely claiming that Rainmaker's cloud seeding caused the flood, which sparked over 100 death threats against this kid, the CEO of Rainmaker.
Wow.
So these claims ignored basic meteorology, is what this says, like wind patterns carrying seeded clouds over 1,000 kilometers away by July 4th, and fueled a narrative of weather manipulation gone wrong.
I mean,
But
National Geographic talked about weather manipulation. They talked about HARP back in like the early 2000s.
Is that
That's been a thing.
Is that the machine that makes the clouds?
Yeah. I think it's in Alaska.
Somewhere up north, right?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Like
there's videos.
I had no idea this was even a
Yeah,
thing.
HAARP. It's an actual machine out in Alaska.
AARP?
HAARP. Yeah. Shout out to my old folk.
Yeah.
Well, how ironic too.
Shout out to my empty nesters. What's good?
How ironic too. Now that the federal government's actually came out and released documentation and files on studies that they've done on cloud seeding and I think it's weather geo modification or geoengineering, something like that. And now it's a thing. And now cloud seeding companies are labeling it different terms to get around rules and regulations, because Florida cloud seeding is banned, but Florida's one of the top states that gets cloud seeded.
Oh, shit.
So,
yeah, we need to look into that a little bit more and come through with some verifiable information. And I'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, but here's
And Project Bluebeam. Just kidding. Project Bluebeam.
So, just closing statement, Rainmaker works with groups like the South Texas Weather Modification Association to boost rainfall for agriculture and reservoirs, used advanced radar and modeling to ensure safety. Augustus Dorico has been vocal on X and in media explaining the science and countering falsehoods. He even faces threats. His transparency is a case study in fighting misinformation head on. I think it's cool that he's going around actually like trying to raise education and awareness around what's going on. But the other thing is, I kind of get that vibe where, you remember in high school where your buddy's like, oh, bro, I could install that radio for you, or I could do that for you, and gets halfway through and it's all messed up. I kind of get those vibes from this kid.
I had a really autistic cousin that did that. This is a true story. It's just, his name was Armando. We adopted him from Colombia. He was probably mid-20s. Very super autistic, but he got the bad side of autism.
Yeah.
And so like he was just stop laughing. He was super upset. That was his thing around the house, right? Like if you left machinery out and about and you couldn't leave him alone with it, because if you did, it would be torn to pieces. Yeah, and so like, and you'd be like, oh, I fixing it, right? And it's like, dude, Armando, you're not fixing shit, bro. You're just tearing apart the VCR, and this is the third one. Please stop doing that, right? So, like, I don't know why I brought that up, but it was just a fun fact of my past.
Well, no, you brought it up.
Calling this guy autistic?
I mean,
CEO is autistic?
The CEO of Rainmaker, did you just fire
No,
shots
I'm just referencing back to his friend.
Shots fired,
No,
dude,
no,
bro.
I'm referencing back to, you know, knowing someone
you
in the
called
past.
my
It's like,
friend
here,
autistic.
setting the expectation, and then it's totally wrong, right? You know, these, whatever. Yeah, it's fine.
No, it's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's the kind of vibes
Maybe
I
that
get
was his
from
superpower.
this. Well, because he's a Berkeley dropout too, right? Like he went through, and we'll dive deeper into this next week because there's a lot to unbox here. But he dropped out of Berkeley, was funded by the Thiel Foundation, which is a foundation that PayPal funds. Because PayPal believes that higher education doesn't come from the actual educational system. It comes from people dropping out and testing their own theories. So,
But dropping out and testing your own theories is like, oh, I could make a battery.
No, that's my cousin.
And then
that's Armando. That's Armando.
shit.
It's just,
Well, and
it's
this-
enabling on Armando mindset.
but
I
that-
get the
it-
creativity. I get the creativity aspect of it. I genuinely do.
And my cousin didn't sound like that, right? He sounded normal. He was very closet autistic. It was
He probably talks Spanish.
yeah, he's a very, very eloquent Spanish speaker. You know, just VCR.
But yeah, to your point,
I would no. I'm just because, but that's that's what doctoral candidates do, though. They are consistently evolving their craft. They are testing the theories. That's what they do. But they're doing it in a more
Scientific method.
controlled
Yeah, scientific
environment
method.
rather
Right,
than I'm gonna create this in my garage and then.
so his
I
story,
break, I fix.
And then now it's like I accidentally fucking seeded some clouds and people died.
Yeah.
Sick.
And now
Well,
the whole
I
world
put
is
it out my fucking
experiencing the
Cessna
apocalypse.
and
Yeah, that's the
dropped
kind of
some silver
mindset that sends us into revelations, guys.
Yes.
I fix VCR, bro.
Well, no, and his his story goes into him being he lived in Dallas, Texas, right? So
Dom's over here crying.
The CEO lived in Dallas, Texas. His journey to becoming a cloud seeder and a CEO of Rainmaker was through the avenue of meeting somebody that worked in the oil and gas industry up in Dallas at a gym. Because I guess this kid was working as a personal trainer somewhere between 2020 and 2021.
Right.
So within 5 years, he became an expert on weather modification.
That sounds like
Like,
this guy definitely did the Andrew Tate freaking pipeline.
bro, like,
Yeah.
Like
Drop
that.
out. You don't need the college. You just got to be a badass and get lots of girls and drive nice cars. And
I could see in the one aspect that maybe there was a breakthrough. He's like, holy shit, this is going to work this way. And it's like, you ever see that movie where it's like a bunch of kids and they have a camcorder and they create some fucking time machine in a basement, but it's with their dad's research? You know what I'm talking about, right? It was a big movie. And he put it in a backpack, and he's like, They go back, and they're all in high school, and it's like some science fair project, some big project.
Like a couple black kids. Because I think
No, man.
No, it was like
dude, there's a movie like that.
Yeah.
There's a couple black kids. Like it's a really good movie. Like
All I remember is like.
Minutemen.
Mini-Men.
Is it? All I remember is he's like, man, if I just went back and talked to this girl this way, she'll fall in love with me. And
No.
was that what it is?
Yeah,
And so,
Corbin Blue, who else? Was it Zac Efron, Corbin Blue?
I don't know. Anyway, the point is I could totally see through some breakthrough crazy, like I did this on ChatGPT and it figured out this.
See You Yesterday?
I don't fucking
That's
know,
the one I'm
man.
talking about.
Am I in some sort of like Mandela effect here? Like I saw a movie that no one else saw.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Have you ever seen the controversy around Lilo and Stitch? And I know we
Holy
can
fuck.
continue as go.
oh my ADD.
Well, he's talking about the Mandela effect. So there are two different versions of the
That
original
was
Lilo
crazy.
and Stitch.
That segue was nuts.
No, literally, there
It
are.
was non-existent.
It was non-existent. Yeah.
Dude's like, you guys see squirrel.
Well, I thought I saw Mondo walk through the door a minute ago. So.
Who?
What's your cousin's name?
Armando.
Armando.
Bro, you're Hispanic. Come on.
Bro, I'm white.
So,
me, sorry.
But no, but
I identify as.
I
Okay,
can
so
see that.
let's lock in here. What Lilo?
Well, I was just referencing the Mandela effect.
Okay.
So, but there is controversy that there are multiple versions of Lilo and Stitch. In one of the scenes, you can clearly see when I forget the sister's name comes in. Lilo's on top of the washer. There's a different washing machine. Like it's a completely different scene in one of the versions of Lilo and Stitch.
Weird.
It's wild.
Project Almanac.
Almanacked.
That's funny because
Project
that's
Almanac.
literally that's the white kid version.
Yeah, Project
Yeah.
Almanac.
See, like, look, here's
We're so
here's
doomed.
my version.
See, yeah.
Here's my version,
Yeah.
and here's your version.
Well, the reason why I say that is because it was like,
I mean, dude, I'm not weird. I said, is this about black kids? And David looks at me like, bro, really?
Oh,
like,
it's made
dude,
by
what?
MTV
Like, what do you
too.
want from me? I'm just like this,
what was interesting about it was
Where's the brown version, bro?
dude. We don't have none.
Oh shit. We're left out.
Gotta go to Mexico for that one.
They
Not
left
enough.
us.
Not enough burros.
What was
burro.
interesting is he's like at his own birthday party
Oh wow.
on accident, and he's like, his dad is the one that started this project. So I could see that maybe potentially this Berkeley dropout dude is now a CEO of a cloud seeding company. Fucking crazy. The
had it.
startup of that has got to be crazy, right?
Just had an oops moment.
yeah.
Well,
oh my God! I figured
so-
out how to cure cancer.
So just to
know what I mean?
complete the story, storyline though, he in 2020 to 2021 he met this guy at the gym. Within 2 years, he was working in the oil and gas industry, built a proprietary software from 2021 to 2023. So this business has been around for like 2 years,
I hate it. It's
but
a front.
he's a subject expert.
I think so.
Why is this not over?
Yeah,
No,
like-
I understand it couldn't be over deserts or things like that. There's a reason why we have sand. There's a reason why we need the Sahara to be the way it is, and why the rainforest is the way it is. I understand there's a
Dubai
balance.
doesn't think that.
Well, that's true.
Dubai's been doing the cloud seeding for like over a decade.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is the cloud seeding actually working? And if it's working
I see
as
what you
intended,
mean.
right? I
see what you
mean,
mean.
is somebody just turning a sprinkler on?
Yeah.
Like, oh, here's the button that we press on the Truman Show. Now it's starting to rain.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
some random 22-year-old who's now a CEO of a project. That's the
Yeah.
craziest thing. I didn't know he was 22
Do,
until
do you
just said
think
that.
he's like a front man? You think somebody
It's
else
gotta be.
bigger
Bro,
behind it?
How?
Stand by for a black eye.
How does somebody?
I said black eye. EYE.
Is there a black person here?
If he
No,
ends up with a black
eye.
eye,
Right.
I don't know what
I'm-
you're doing.
dude,
you need to be watching Truth
You
Disorder.
heard it here first. CEO
He's probably gonna
of,
get
he's
the
gonna-
shit beat out of him or something
Yep.
like that because.
Because it's like
somebody
it's
found him.
usually like the steps is process like you're walking around in a boot. That's like your first initiation, I think. Is you walk around in an ankle boot. That's a thing. I don't know. You haven't looked at
yeah,
it.
we've talked
you
about it,
walked
yeah.
around in a boot.
Yeah.
And then you have a black eye, and then you go through this whole like ritualistic character assassination, and then you do a sacrifice, and then you do another sacrifice. So like, dude, Will Sasso is making a comeback. By the way, saw him on Adam Ray's. Stand-up comedian Adam Ray was doing his very famous
So
Dr. Fell impression, and Will Sasso's on there with his boot. So
boot.
yeah,
If you're gonna
be
trust
prepared to see
somebody-
Will Sasso in some more movies. Just you heard it here first on Truth Disorder.
Why would you trust a 22-year-old kid?
25.
Oh, 25?
Yeah, 25.
Is that when he started the company? Was 22?
He was like 23 when he started a company, 22, 23, somewhere around there.
Still 25.
25's
Bro,
really young.
that's so young.
To be doing that big of an operation without having like a full educational background on it.
Yeah. And
Why are people allowed to send shit up to the air like that?
Yeah, no
and
regulation on that.
How do we have no? Because the first thing I thought about was like, would you say it's silver iodide?
Silver iodide.
Yeah. That could be cloud herpes.
Well, yeah. I mean, what if now because you're doing that, everybody below you is gonna have cancer? Thanks,
Oh, shit.
dude.
Yeah, I didn't even think about
that. The amount of potential genocide that's being committed.
Whoa.
I think he did. He went in front of either the Texas State or Congress.
Like some sort of regulation.
Yeah, he spoke about like you really need it. You have to take in a lot of it, ingest a lot of this silver iodide to kill you, for it to be any harmful to you.
Bro, even a little bit is
Even
like
I don't want that.
I don't.
I don't want. I ain't voting for that shit.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't consent to that.
Yeah.
Bro, like
So-
people are pissed about getting their like, dude. I get fucking First Amendment audit shit all the time about, oh, you can't be recording out here, and they're like, oh, it's a public street. I'm like, why am I watching this? It's hilarious, but like, they didn't consent to that being filmed.
Yeah,
I didn't consent to fucking silver iodide in my lungs.
Yeah, I don't want that shit.
Well, so here's what it says. He's
I don't even know if it's good for me.
Augustus Dorico studied physics and data science at University of Berkeley before dropping out.
Data science. So now we're all infested with nanites.
Dude, I mean,
He
that's...
also
cooked.
hey, listen to this though. He also has a background in computational neuroscience from an internship at Neuromatch Academy and experience in mechanical engineering from prior internships.
This guy looks like he can't keep on one straight path.
I know some of this.
Well, this is
shit
boring.
Well, I fucked this up.
I know some of this stuff is a
All
little
done-
satire-esque.
That's pretty serious.
I'm like, dude, I don't want that in my water. I mean, people are pissed about fluoride like 20 years ago in our water, and now we're like,
Now
oh,
you
it's
got
cool.
silver.
Yeah, it's
No,
cool.
it's not cool anymore. Now the conspiracy theorists are getting proved right again. There's studies coming out that fluoride actually lowers your IQ.
Oh,
Damn, is that why
I'm
I'm so
only
stupid?
okay if it increases the girth. That's it.
It does not.
Shit.
Yeah.
It actually shrinks the girth.
Yeah, and don't get me started on gay frogs.
Make the freaking frog. Okay.
All right, we got to wrap it up.
All right.
Well, you know, it was a great time.
Always a pleasure.
It was
Yeah.
a short time.
It was a good
It
time.
was a great time.
But if you're watching this now, you're watching this now. If you're on YouTube, you're watching this, you're probably watching a shortened version, edited version, filtered down version to be YouTube compliant. Head over to Rumble at Truth Disorder Podcast right now to watch the full uncensored version of the Truth Disorder Podcast. My name's Ernest.
G-Strang, and want to give a shout on David. Go ahead.
Oh, you've already said my name.
Nope. And David.
And RFK Jr. Jr.
Yep, want to give a shout out to RFK Jr. for calling into the podcast today. That was, if you guys didn't notice already, that was Charles. He's feeling the ickies, so he is at home being RFK and resting. So,
And if you buy those T-shirts that we spoke about earlier,
The beans
the bean
out
is
of
out of the
with-
can. The bean is out of the can.
We got to make that.
They come
Put
with
it on
Dom's nudes,
truthdisorder.com.
so-
They come with Dom's nudes.
Yeah. Dom, our producer, does feet pics. He's a big guy, but
Samsung Pay,
Innerthighs.com,
Okay.
domsfit.com. What else do we
Garmin
want?
Pay.
moment of silence for Charles. Just kidding. Fuck you, Charles. Thanks, guys.
Peace.
So mean, poor Charles. Dude.